Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Micro Investor, where we do technical analysis and price predictions on many different cryptocurrencies every single day. Now, in this video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin. And before we get started with it, though, if you don't mind at some point in this video, please be sure to smash Destroy Annihilate or gently press that like button if you do enjoy it, because it does help me out with the algorithm and it helps spread the content to more people that might find it interesting. And subscribe and push that bell notification if you have not already. Now, what's currently going on with Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is under that 786 Fibonacci level, currently priced at around $1,900 at this moment. So we have seen some price movements with Bitcoin that some people are not very happy about. And of course, I understand you wouldn't be. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out these different wave structures that we're currently in and how is this price going to vary? Are we going to be seeing a trend that's going to the upside, or is there more to fall with Bitcoin? That's one of the big questions that's being asked right now. And we're going to have to really analyze this to see if there could be something different possibly happen here. So I'm thinking that so far what we have is we do have a wave one that went from that 52-week low with Bitcoin when Bitcoin's price was around $17,500, $600, something like that, around that price range. And then it went up within this wave one, within a 5-wave impulse, and then it came down within this wave two. And things have been real interesting because we've been trying to figure out, was this within an ABC correction, or is this something that could have more to the downside to play out? Saying that maybe we had a wave one, we went up in a wave two, and then we came down in a wave three, and then we're going up in a wave four, and then we're going to come down in a wave five. That's another possibility. Now, it's all about where does this wave five come down to, though, which is the big question, because if the wave five comes down below our current 52-week low, then that's going to mean that there could be much more price to fall with Bitcoin, or it could just mean that that could be that correction point, depending on where we can find a possible 5-wave movement. So if we look at Bitcoin from where it had its all-time high and we try to find possible 5 waves, some easy ones to easily find would be if we were to say that this is our wave one, we went up in a wave two, wave three, wave four, and then we went down into that wave five at a 52-week low. That's one scenario that could be pretty simple to play out there. We can also look at it like this. We can say that this is a wave one here instead, and then we went up in a wave two, and then our wave three is here, and then our wave four, and then we went down in this wave five. So, I mean, that's another one. But if we were to get a bit more bearish, then we could say that, hey, this is a wave one here. We went up in a wave two, and this is our wave three, went up in a wave four, and we're going to come down within a wave five, which is going to be lower than that 52-week low, and that would take us down possibly to a price at around $12,800 if that was to be the case. Which I don't think that's that real possibility of that happening. But anything is possible, and we know that. And there are some bearish predictions out there that are saying that the price of Bitcoin could be going down to a price that low. And I personally don't agree with that. I think that we did come down within a 5-wave already. And then we have our new corrective waves in the process, where we have or wave one, wave two, then we're going to be at some point going up within that wave three, do a lot of retracement from this price drop that we had back in the month of May. That would be our wave three, come down in our wave four. Then our wave five would be that retracement from where the price of Bitcoin was back in March or April, etc. So I think that the wave three that we're going to be going into, that one will take Bitcoin possibly up to a price of around $30,000. I know that sounds very bullish, but at the same time, if you look here, that's not a large price movement. You're going to expect that wave three have a larger impulse than the wave one usually. So you're going to expect that, or if you were to say this is an A, B, C, that C corrective wave would be the larger wave. So that's where I'm currently at with it, and that's what I think is a possibility. So painting back a bit here and looking real quick at the price of Bitcoin right now and comparing that to where Bitcoin was back in December of 2017, it's right at that price. And I think that this is just a very strong area of support that Bitcoin is holding on to. And it's also possibility that this could be a very volatile area of support if it was to fall through, because this would definitely scare a lot of people if it was to fall much lower than where it currently is. Another thing that's worth pointing out too is where this level of resistance that it had back in 2017 was also a large area of resistance back in 2020, where in December of 2020, when it had broken through that, you can see here that there was a bit of resistance to keep it from doing such. And then when it managed to actually break through that, then we saw this big rally that had taken Bitcoin to its all-time high. So hopefully we're going to be able to maintain a price at around this price right now, that this is going to be a very strong level of support, and that Bitcoin does not fall much lower than where it currently is, which I think very strongly that it's not going to. So currently, as far as things are also playing out, it's always good to look at the bull market support band, which is lining up to get closer and closer to Bitcoin as the price continues to trade sideways here. So it's getting ready to be right on the other side of that. And also looking at our moving averages here. So looking over at our 20-day moving average, which the price of Bitcoin currently is underneath. It doesn't need to move too much to get to that 50-day moving average. And as you can see, if it was to pump a bit more and line right up into that 100-day moving average, which currently is at a price a little bit less than $22,000, I think that if we get some good information about the CPI data, about the consumer price index, if that's some sort of good news, then more than likely we'd be able to see Bitcoin's price then go to at least this price or break through this, and hopefully get on the other side of this bull market support band, which currently will be about the price of about $24,000 to be able to do such. So I think that that's a possibility that Bitcoin could be doing, but it's really going to be all dependent on what the CPI data does say. But at the moment, these are the current price updates with Bitcoin. I strongly believe, though, that we don't really have too much to go before we do start seeing some price movements with Bitcoin to happen here very soon. Now, no guarantees on how long it would take for Bitcoin to reach that $30,000 price. It's all really dependent on when it can start to break out of this current trend that it's in and get on the other side of this bull market support band, which obviously right now is the bear market resistance band that Bitcoin has been consolidating under for a very long period of time. So it's going to be nice to start retracing those prices that Bitcoin was at a year ago from now. It's basically lining itself up to break out of this trend around the same time that it reached its all-time high. So basically 1 year to the date is a possibility of what could be happening here. So we're going to be monitoring it very closely, and I expect that we'll start seeing some possible price movements to Bitcoin to the upside, or some more temporary price movements to the downside. But regardless, if we do end up falling below our 52-week low, I'm still not going to be scared about that. I'm going to continue buying more, because that would be that fifth wave, depending on what way we want to look at the 5-wave impulse to the downside, if we already have it, or if we have more to fall. If you're going to use Elliot wave theory, you have to respect the 5-wave moves, but it's really hard to determine what 5 waves are you going to take, because if we did have some more price movements to the upside, then we can say we had those 5 waves, but we don't have that to lock in yet. So anything is really a possibility right now, especially how close we are to that 52-week low right now at this moment. So hopefully we see some breakout to the upside and this all plays out well. I'll continue to keep you guys updated on what does happen, but still my expectations of seeing the price of Bitcoin eventually going to this rally where it's going to go to around $30,000 within its wave 3, I think that could be a possibility. So anyways, that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. I'll see you all in the next one.